Picture this. You finally hit that milestone. Maybe it is 80,000. Maybe it is 150,000. You finally have the exact salary you used to dream about 5 years ago. You remember sitting in your old apartment thinking, if I ever make this much, I will never have to worry about a price tag again. I will be set. I will be free. You followed the script perfectly. You got the degree. You put in the overtime. You navigated the corporate politics, and you secured the raise. By every traditional metric of success, you are winning. But then, Friday afternoon hits. You open your banking app, expecting to feel that rush of security and pride, but instead, you feel a cold, sharp pang of anxiety right in your gut. The balance is lower than it should be, way lower. You start scrolling through your transactions, desperately looking for the one big mistake. Was it a massive car repair? A surprise medical bill? An accidental luxury splurge? No. It is just a relentless sea of $30, $50, and $90 charges. It is the literal definition of death by 1,000 cuts. You have done everything right. You have used the budgeting apps. You have cut back on the daily lattes. You have played by every single rule the financial gurus told you to follow. And yet, the system has still turned its back on you. You feel broke, not because you are lazy or irresponsible, but because you have fallen into a sophisticated psychological trap called financial dysmorphia. This is not just a catchy phrase for social media. It is a systemic warning sign that your perception of wealth has been professionally hijacked. Watch out, because here is the real catch. If you do not recognize this cognitive glitch right now, your next raise will not save you. In fact, it will actually make the problem worse. Most people think they have a math problem, but the real risk is the invisible lifestyle inflation that the modern economy has designed specifically to keep high earners living paycheck to paycheck. You are being gaslit by your own success. You are running faster and faster on a treadmill that is being tilted upwards by forces you have not even identified yet. The danger is that you are becoming a high-income pauper, trapped in a cycle where your bank account stays flat while your stress levels skyrocket. Before we dive into the audit that will stop this leak once and for all and show you where your money is actually disappearing, make sure you subscribe to Bond Money Mind. We are here to help you reclaim your financial sanity from a world that wants you perpetually stressed and overextended. You have hit the numbers, but you have not hit the freedom. There is a specific, hidden loophole in how you perceive your available cash that is keeping you shackled to your desk. You have already done the hard part. You earned the money. Now, it is time to figure out why the world is making sure you never actually get to keep it. There is a fundamental flaw in your financial snapshot, and if we do not fix it today, you will be chasing a ghost for the rest of your career. Watch out for the arrival fallacy. We are all raised to believe that feeling broke is a simple math equation. We tell ourselves, I just need that 15% raise, and then I'll finally breathe. But here is the real risk. You are chasing a horizon line that moves exactly as fast as you run. To be fair, the cost of living is objectively skyrocketing. Rent is higher, groceries are expensive, and sometimes the math actually doesn't add up for reasons entirely outside your control. That said, if your income has climbed significantly over the last few years and you still feel that same tightening in your chest when you check your bank balance, you aren't suffering from a lack of funds. You're suffering from a lack of boundaries. It's what I call the gas law of finance. Think of your lifestyle like a pressurized gas. If you put it in a tiny jar, like your very first entry-level paycheck, it's cramped, but it's contained. But when you move that gas to a massive tank, a six-figure salary or a big promotion, The gas doesn't just stay in the corner, it expands instantly to fill every single cubic inch of that new, larger space. You aren't getting more breathing room, you're just managing a bigger volume of pressure. Watch out, because the system is designed to make that expansion feel invisible until the tank is full and you're still gasping for air. Your needs are simply your wants with a longer history. If you don't recognize the expansion, you'll be a high earner who is effectively poor for the rest of your life. Now that we've exposed the psychological traps and the visual lies that keep you feeling poor, we need a surgical tool to cut through the fog and reveal the truth. This isn't just a budget. It is what I call the velocity vulnerability audit. This is the exact mechanism used by high net worth individuals to prevent wealth erosion when their income starts to skyrocket. And if you don't implement it today, you are essentially committing slow-motion financial suicide. Most people are busy counting pennies while they are hemorrhaging dollars through wounds they can't even see. The Velocity Vulnerability Audit is designed to find those wounds and cauterize them immediately. The first phase of the audit is what I call the ghost expense isolation. You need to look at your bank statement from the last 30 days, but do not look at the categories. Categories like food or entertainment are too broad. They allow your brain to make excuses. Instead, I want you to look for the recurring microtransactions that have a velocity higher than once a week. We are looking for the $3, $5, and $12 hits. These are the silent killers of wealth. When you see a $5 charge for a coffee or an app subscription, your brain registers it as zero. It doesn't even trigger a pain response in the prefrontal cortex. But here is the catch. When these small hits happen with high velocity, they create a frictionless exit for your capital. If you have 10 of these small habits, you aren't spending $50. You are effectively lowering your annual salary by $6,000 without getting a single benefit in return. That is the real risk. You are working 40 hours a month just to fund services and habits you don't even consciously enjoy anymore. To be fair, we are living through a period of unprecedented global inflation, where the baseline cost of survival, things like eggs, fuel, and electricity, has skyrocketed regardless of your personal habits. On the other hand, using the macroeconomy as a shield to protect your microeconomic failures is the fastest way to ensure you stay broke forever. While you can't control the price of oil, you have absolute sovereignty over the velocity vulnerability of your own checking account. The second phase of the audit is the lifestyle floor versus ceiling analysis. You need to identify your financial floor, the absolute minimum amount of money you needed to be happy 3 years ago. Contrast that with your current spending ceiling. If your income has gone up by 30%, but your feeling of brokenness has remained the same, it means your ceiling has risen faster than your floor. You have allowed lifestyle creep to turn luxuries into perceived necessities. Watch out for the convenience tax. This is the most dangerous part of the audit. Every time you pay for a delivery fee, a convenience fee, or a premium version of a service you barely use, you are paying a tax on your own impatience. The audit requires you to calculate your total convenience tax for the month. For the average professional making $80,000 a year, this tax often exceeds $800 a month. That is nearly $10,000 a year vanishing into the pockets of tech platforms because you were too tired to drive 5 minutes or cook a meal. The final and most critical step of the Velocity Vulnerability Audit is the burn rate ratio. Most people measure their wealth by their balance, but the system wants you to measure it by time. If your income stopped today, exactly how many days could you maintain your current ceiling? If the answer is less than 90 days, you are in a state of high vulnerability, regardless of whether you earn $50,000 or $500,000. The real risk here isn't just a lack of money. It's the psychological cage that high vulnerability creates. It makes you terrified to take risks, terrified to leave a job you hate, and it keeps you in a perpetual state of financial dysmorphia. You feel broke because, technically, you are only a few missed paychecks away from total collapse. The audit forces you to see that your high salary is an illusion if it's being neutralized by high-velocity spending. You are running on a treadmill that is speeding up, and eventually, the machine is going to win. You need to find the shadow money, the money that leaves your account without a conscious decision. Only then can you stop the audit and start building actual, tangible wealth that you can feel. If you ignore this audit, you are essentially choosing to be a high-earning pauper, a slave to a lifestyle that doesn't even make you happy. Watch out for the trap of, "I'll start saving when I make more." The audit proves that if you can't manage the velocity of your current salary, a higher one will only lead to a faster crash. This is the hard truth that the banking system and the consumer economy don't want you to calculate, because once you see the numbers, the illusion of your necessary expenses completely shatters. But here is where things get dangerous. Right now, you're probably thinking, okay, I get it. I need to audit my dysmorphia, identify the hidden leaks, and apply the insider hack to reclaim my cash flow. You're ready to go scorched earth. You're ready to cut every subscription, cancel every dinner plan, and live like a financial monk until your bank account looks like a phone number. But I am telling you right now, stop. If you try to be too perfect, you are going to trigger a catastrophic financial collapse that is 10 times worse than the dysmorphia you're currently fighting. There is a lethal trap in the world of personal finance called the efficiency paradox, and it is the primary reason why high earners end up filing for bankruptcy or suffering through midlife crises. Watch out for this, because the real risk isn't spending too much. It's optimizing your life so tightly that you lose the very capacity to generate wealth. When you slash your lifestyle to the bone in a desperate attempt to fix your feelings of being broke, you aren't just cutting expenses. You are cutting your social capital, your professional leverage, and your psychological willpower. Think of your finances like a high-performance engine. If you try to run that engine at 100% efficiency with zero friction and zero cooling, it will eventually overheat and weld itself into a useless block of metal. Most people who try to fix their financial dysmorphia by becoming ultra-frugal end up hitting a wall of frugality fatigue within 6 months. When that wall hits, they don't just go back to normal spending, they snap. They go on a revenge spending spree that wipes out 3 years of savings in 3 weeks because their brain is starving for the hit of dopamine they've been denying it. To be fair, there is a certain nobility in extreme frugality, and some people find genuine peace in a minimalist lifestyle that rejects the consumerist machine entirely. That said, for 95% of the high-earning population, this isn't a sustainable solution. It's a ticking time bomb of psychological resentment. If you are making 6 figures but living like you're on a minimum wage internship, you are creating a massive internal friction point. Your brain knows there is a disconnect between your labor and your reward. When that disconnect becomes too wide, your productivity will plummet. You'll start resenting your job, you'll stop networking, and you'll miss the very opportunities that were supposed to move you to the next income bracket. This is the isolation tax. By trying to save an extra $500 a month on social outings, you might be costing yourself a $50,000 promotion because you're no longer in the room where the big decisions are made. The real catch here is that the system actually hates a zero-spending hero. Just like the credit bureaus penalize you for having a zero balance, your personal economy penalizes you for having zero play. Here is the sweet spot you need to hit to avoid the collapse. We call it the 15% buffer. To maintain your sanity and your upward mobility, you must intentionally allocate 15% of your take-home pay to what I call strategic friction. This is money that is designed to be wasted on things that make your life feel worth the effort. It's the nice dinner, the high-end gym membership, or the hobby that has no ROI. If you drop below this 15% threshold in an attempt to be perfect, you trigger the wealth identity crisis. You start to feel like a slave to your own spreadsheets. You look at your growing savings account, but you feel more broke than ever because your daily reality is one of constant deprivation. This is where the dysmorphia turns toxic. You become the person who has $1 million in the bank but is terrified of a $40 parking ticket. That is not wealth. That is a well-funded prison.
The danger is that we've been conditioned to believe that any spending that isn't essential is a failure.
But in the high earner bracket, your lifestyle is often a component of your career infrastructure. If you cut the infrastructure, the building falls down. You need to find the specific number where your brain feels safe, but your life feels expensive enough to keep you motivated. For most people, that's keeping your fixed costs at 50%, your savings at 35%, and that crucial 15% for the strategic friction. If you try to push that 35% savings rate up to 60% by cutting into your play fund, I guarantee you will burn out within 12 months. And when you burn out, you won't just stop saving. You'll likely quit your high-paying job or make a massive, impulsive lifestyle purchase like a boat or a luxury car just to feel something again. That is the real risk of over-optimization. You have to feed the beast just enough so it doesn't eat you. If you don't build a release valve into your financial plan, the whole system is going to explode, and the broke feeling you have now will be replaced by the reality of being actually, tangibly broke. Watch the signs of frugality fatigue. If you start feeling bitter every time you see a friend post a vacation photo, you aren't winning at finance, you're losing at life, and your bank account will eventually reflect that bitterness.
Let's consolidate everything we've discussed into a definitive battle plan. Because, let's be honest, awareness without action is just a fancy way of staying broke.
Here is the Financial Dysmorphia Audit Protocol, broken down into 4 distinct, non-negotiable moves. First, you must perform the shadow transaction sweep. Go back through your last 90 days of bank statements. I'm not talking about the big, obvious bills like your mortgage or your car payment. Those are the visible mountains. I want you to find the termites. Focus on the leakage, the $5 digital storage upgrades, the recurring app subscriptions you haven't opened in months, and the exorbitant convenience surcharges you pay for food delivery because you are too tired to cook. These are the silent killers. If you do not identify and kill these small drains, they will eventually collapse your financial structure regardless of how much your salary increases. The real risk here is assuming that small numbers don't matter. In the world of high-earning poverty, small numbers are the only thing that matters. Second, implement the hourly wage reality check. This is your primary defense against impulse spending. Before any discretionary purchase over $40, you must stop and calculate exactly how many actual hours you had to sit at your desk, endure your commute, or deal with stressful clients to pay for that item after taxes. When you realize that a new luxury accessory represents 24 hours of your life that you can never, ever get back, the dysmorphia starts to shatter. You aren't just spending money, you are spending your finite time on Earth. Watch out for the trap of thinking in monthly payments.
That is a siren song designed to keep you in a cubicle until you're 70. Third, you have to establish an invisibility buffer. This is the most critical technical step.
You must automate your savings or investment contributions, so they happen the exact millisecond your paycheck hits your account. If that money sits in your primary checking account for even 6 hours, your brain will subconsciously categorize it as available for lifestyle. This is the catch. Your brain is wired to spend what it sees. By moving the surplus before you can even register its existence, you are tricking yourself into feeling broke on paper, while your actual wealth is compounding in the shadows. If you don't do this, the "I'll save what's left at the end of the month" lie will keep you trapped forever. Finally, you must prepare for the social comparison relapse. This is the most dangerous phase of the audit. As you start to pull back and actually build wealth, you will see friends, colleagues, and influencers on your feed living the high-consumption lifestyle you just walked away from. Your brain will scream that you are falling behind. Here is the warning you need to hear. Most of those people are suffering from stage 4 financial dysmorphia. They are living a curated lie funded by high-interest debt and 0% financing. If you follow their lead, you aren't joining the elite. You are joining a chain gang of people who are one missed paycheck away from total disaster. The real danger isn't one big mistake. It's 1,000 small, "I deserve this" moments that add up to a life of quiet desperation. You have to be more afraid of being a fraud than you are of being perceived as boring. Now, I am not asking you to just nod your head and keep scrolling. If you are serious about breaking this cycle and reclaiming your financial sanity, you need to join a community that values truth over optics. Hit that subscribe button for Bond Money Mind right now. We are here to dismantle the psychological traps that the consumer system uses to keep high earners on a treadmill. This is where we learn to actually be rich, not just look the part. But here is the real test of your commitment. I want you to commit to this audit for exactly 21 days. Use the value-to-hour ratio on every single purchase. At the end of those 3 weeks, I want you to come back to this exact video. Scroll down to the comments and post the specific dollar amount of shadow money you recovered. The money that would have vanished if you hadn't been paying attention. Whether it's $200 or $2,000, your report serves as a beacon for everyone else who is still wandering in the fog. It proves the audit works. It proves that your salary is enough and that the feeling of being broke was just a symptom of a system you've finally outsmarted. I'll be waiting for your update. See you back here in 21 days.